response to the prophets are righteous newscasters. Good news. And this is a response to another response. It was a video put up, the prophets, entitled "The Prophets Are Righteous Newscasters, Good News." And this is a response that was put up by Elder Manata Zakba under the YouTube page GMS Bible Teacher SC7. So you can watch the video. I didn't take a look at this video. I pretty much clicked on it, and it was and I listened to really the title caught my eye, because I believe Elder Manata Zakbar was doing a video, and somebody said something to the effect of, "What are y'all, newscasters now?" Well, that's exactly what we are. We're newscasters. You have the Israelites, you have the priests, which are not necessarily prophets. Now, can a priest also be a prophet? Yes. Give you an example. Ezra, or Esdras, as is spoken in the Greek form of saying Ezra, is a priest, a Levite. When you read about Ezra, his line goes directly back to Aaron, the high priest. But he was also a prophet. Can a king be a prophet? Yes. It said of Saul that Saul is amongst the prophets. King David made many prophetic claims, especially in the Psalms. And then you have prophets that were husbandmen, meaning they were farmers. They were regular people. And that's where the Lord, just like the Lord pulled us from different walks of life, the same thing goes with the ancient prophets. Some of them were prominent men, like King David. Some were regular, I'll use that term, Israelites. Another example comes to mind is Elisha. Elisha was a farmer, and he was called to be a prophet. Peter was a fisherman along with his brother Andrew, and they were fishermen, but they were called to be prophets. The Lord told them, "Come and I will make you fishers of men." So what I did was, I put in the word prophets, not prophet. I could have put in prophet, but the first precept that popped up, as a matter of fact, let me do it this way. I'm going to bring this back. Okay, if you put in the word prophets, it occurs 239 times and 227 verses in the KJV. So the first scripture that popped up is Numbers 11 verse 29, and it says, "And Moses said unto him, Envy is not for my sake, would the Most High that all the Lord's people." Now when Moses made that statement, all the Lord's people, he was talking about Israelites. He wasn't talking about the so-called Egyptians, the Canaanites. He was talking about the Israelites were prophets, and that the Lord Yahweh will put his spirit upon them. So in order for you to be a prophet, the Most High has to put the spirit on you. So you have a lot of Israelites out there that have watched the GMS videos and the IUIC videos and the different groups that stem from One West, and some of them, a lot of them joined the various groups, and some of them just made themselves prophets. Now, can they actually be prophets? Yes and no. You got some of these guys that they'll learn a certain amount, and they'll kind of make up their own thing. And if they're doing their own thing and the spirit's not working with them, then they're pretty much an actor. You got a lot of guys that claim to be prophets or men of the Lord that take breaks. The prophets never take breaks. The prophets don't take winters off. They're out there all year long, and they do the will of the Father through Yahweh, by way of Yahweh Shai. So the only way you can get to the Father is through Yahweh Shai, and you are to do their will, mainly the Father, then it filters down to the Son, then to you. So what I did was, this is basically kind of a basic lesson. And yes, we are newscasters. But we tell you, we're fortune tellers. We tell you what's going to happen in the future based upon what we read in the scriptures, or what we read in the scriptures. And our eyes are fully open as far as all the prophetic breakdowns, which I go into a lot. I go into a lot of prophetic breakdowns or interpretations. I always give you a list, like Jeremiah, Isaiah. This is the time of prophecies. Not knocking any other part of the book, but this is a time when all these prophecies and the end time prophecies are being fulfilled. So it says, let me click on that. So I click on the word prophet or prophets, and the word is Nabaya, which means prophet. Let me go to the root. Okay, this is the root. Anabaa, which says to prophesy under influence of divine spirit. So anybody that's going out there and just doing their own thing, they're not under the influence of divine spirit or of the divine spirit. It says the false prophet. It goes on to say to prophesy under influence of divine spirit or of false prophets. So you have individuals out there that say, Esau can make it. That would be a false prophet. I didn't put nothing together. I'm just going by the Spirit, seeing where this leads me. So I want to go back to the word prophet. It says spokesman, speaker, prophet, false prophet, heathen prophet. Now, what is a heathen prophet? A heathen prophet would be a prophet of another nation. Now, the Most High is only dealing with the Israelites as far as the prophecies are concerned, but did the Most High, or does the Most High deal with other nations? Heathen, yes. And a perfect example is Balaam. And when you read the account of Balaam and Balak in Numbers 23, Numbers 24, I believe part is Numbers 22, but normally when I go to that account, I'll go to 23, Numbers 23 and Numbers 24. Now this is when the Israelites left out of Mizraim or Egypt, and it shook up all the nations around about: the Edomites, the Moabites, the Ammonites, the Canaanites, because ultimately we're going to take the Canaanites' land. So all those nations around about, the Philistines, all those nations around about, shook them up. And Balak, wanted Balaam, and he was going to pay him a large sum of money, meaning gold, silver, riches, wanted him to curse Israel. And ultimately, as you read the account, ultimately Balaam just opened up on the king of Moab, which is Balak. And he told him, the Most High showed him what's getting ready to happen. The Most High showed him the destruction of this place, the us putting the other nations into captivity, and the kingdom of heaven. He said, I'm gonna let you know what these people are gonna do to you and all these other nations around about you. They're gonna come against you. They're gonna physically come against you, and they're gonna destroy you. They're gonna destroy you, meaning break you down, and then put you into captivity. And this is why there's so many. And this is why these people, these other nations, guys like Vocab, which Vocab is sent. He's on a mission to debunk anything that we have to say. But he must know that all these things are coming to pass, because we show him certain scriptures and he acts like he doesn't hear it. Oh, that doesn't mean no. But I believe deep down, when he's by himself, he's reading those scriptures and he's losing sleep. He's losing sleep over this, because we're the only group of people, the so-called prophets, the Israelites, that say that this place is going to be destroyed. That you're going into slavery. We hit them with scriptures like Isaiah 14:1 and 2. And that's plain. That's clear, crystal clear. It speaks about ultimately the Most High is going to choose Israel, and he's going to take the people that put us in captivity, enslaved us, and we're going to slave them. You can't get any more basic than that. He said he's going to raise us up, and we're going to take them captives whose captives we were, and we shall rule over our oppressors. Which is referring to every nation that put us into captivity. And they're going to be beat down too, because they're going to resist. They're going to resist us. And then the Most High is going to show his true power in us. And that's why the Most High gave that, opened up the eyes of Balaam. It says in Numbers 24, and whose eyes were open, meaning his third eye, as they say, his spiritual eye. And that's heavy, man, that he gave this heathen a prophecy. And another thing, in the 23rd chapter, he said, when everything is said and done, I wish I can die and come back as one of them, which you can't do. You can't. If you're born as a Canaanite, you're always going to come back as a Canaanite. If you're born as an Ishmaelite, you're always going to come back as an Ishmaelite. If you're born and your spirit, you stem from one of the from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or Jacob, because Esau stemmed from Abraham and Isaac, but that doesn't make him a chosen man of the Lord. You have to come from Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And like I said, this is basic information before leaving the earth. I had to put that in there. But anyway, let me read some more. And see, when this Crown Vic Royale came on the scene, believed it, they took the jab and they went with the government and what the news said. And we said, nah, this is some bullshit. Man, he taking the jab and the hell with that, you know. Now, Johanna said go ahead and take it. Why? Because he obviously sold out. I mean, I'm not saying it to make trouble or nothing like that. Oh, well, you hate Johanna, you jealous of Johanna. No, I'm saying it because it's a fact, man. Any man that's a prophet that would say that is a false prophet. Now, basically, when they put that jab out, they said, you got to take it, you're going to lose your job, this going to happen, that going to happen. Now they changed the story. New York is open back up. You don't got to wear no mask. You don't got to, the governor, the king of New York, Andrew Cuomo, made the statement last night. They was shooting up fireworks in certain places. And what they were going by was 70% of the people received the jab, which is a thing called herd immunity. To reach herd immunity, all you have to do is jab 70% of the people. Then it works out. Among the 30%, the ones that are weak, have a weakened immune system, they're going to get sick. They may get better or they may die. But the ones with the strongest immune system, they're not going to suffer that. It's all about immune system. And what they should have told them, if they were honest, they would have said, you should start exercising, you should stop eating junk food, you should stay away from the sugars, you should eat non-GMO and organic foods, and eat a lot of greens and take certain supplements. See, the Most High, when he made this body of ours, he put in the body an immune system. And to be immune, the word immune means in service, meaning it works to attack these foreign entities, I'm going to say. I'm just looking at this tab that popped up. Anyway, it says, Strong's H5030. It says noun, masculine, spokesman, speaker, prophet. And it gives you some scriptures, Genesis 20 verse 7. Let's read that. Now therefore restore the man his wife, for he is a prophet, and he shall pray for thee. Let me go to that full account right there. And I believe that's Abraham, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it was Abraham. It was Abraham's wife. And this is you can read this account from the first verse. The angel of the Lord came to by way of an angel, came to Abimelech and said, if you touch this man's wife, you will die. And he took heed of what the Lord said. See, you can learn a lot by just looking up words, clicking on words, going to root words. And this proves, so anybody that says, well, Abraham was not a prophet, well, Genesis 20 verse 7 tells you that he's a prophet. On another thing, any Israelite man teaching that reincarnation is not biblical, they're false prophets. Let me read Jeremiah 27 verse 18, see what that says, and then I'm going to close. But if they be prophets, and if the word of the Lord be with them, let them now make intercession to the Lord of hosts, that the vessels which were left in the house of the Lord, Yahweh, and in the house of the king of Judah, and at Jerusalem, go not to Babylon. Because that during the time of Jeremiah, that's when the kingdom of Judah became slaves under the Babylonians, which was prophesied by Isaiah and Jeremiah. It goes on to say, genuine prophet of, it says Nabiah, which is prophet, anciently called, and that word is Ra'ah, which means seer. 1 Samuel 9 verse 9, before time in Israel, when a man went to inquire of the Most High, thus he spake, come and let us go to the seer. And the word seer means to see. For he that is now called a prophet was before time called a seer. And that's the word Ra'ah, to see. It goes on to say change probably occurred in times of Elijah and is first reflected in Emetic, a source literally as applied to Abraham. Goes back to Genesis 20 verse 7. Moses, Deuteronomy 34 and 10, let's see what that says. And there arose not a prophet since in Israel like unto Moses, whom the Lord Yahweh knew face to face. And you can also read and go to Numbers 12, read that chapter. It says that the Most High came to Moses even apparently. He didn't come in a dream. He came directly to him. And why is that? Because that's King David, that's Peter, that's the head man on the earth, Moses. And he came back many a time. Like I said a couple of minutes ago, if any Israelites out there is teaching that reincarnation is not biblical, then they're false prophets. The Lord's not dealing with them. other early prophets, Hosea 6 verse 5, therefore have I hewed them by the prophets, and we hewed them, the Israelites, with the word. I've slain them by the words of my mouth. There goes the words. And thy judgments are as the light that goeth forth. Hosea 12 verse 11. Is there iniquity in Gilead? Surely they are vanity. They sacrifice full bullocks in Gilead. Yeah, their altars are heaps in the furrows of the fields. Now the word prophet is not mentioned in there. Okay, Amos 2 verse 11. And I raised up of your sons for prophets, and of your young men for Nazarites. Is it not even thus, O ye children of Israel, saith the Lord? Now that proves that the Lord is only dealing with Israel. And there's certain instances where the Lord will deal with another nation, like Balaam. Let me read a little bit more. It says, a prophet who, as actuated by a divine afflatus or spirit, either rebuke the conduct of kings and nations, or predicted future events. We're newscasters, predicted future events. Now you tell the average person that America's Babylon the Great is going to be destroyed by nuclear fire, and the War of Armageddon. The War of Armageddon is about America being destroyed. They're going to look at you crazy. But that's exactly what's going to happen. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.